What would you do if the person you loved was the one your family could never accept? This is the story of Amara, a young woman born into privilege, who risked everything to follow her heart. But what began as a romantic rebellion soon unraveled generations of secrets, shame, and sacrifice. Amara was born into a life most girls only dream of. Her father, Chief Okafor, was a prominent businessman and traditional leader in southeastern Nigeria. Her mother, Lady Ifeoma, ran a successful interior design empire, dressing the homes of politicians and royalty alike. Amara, their only daughter, was the golden child. Private schools, ballet lessons, summer vacations in London. From an early age, she was told she was special, destined for greatness, wealth, and above all, dignity. But Amara had a stubborn streak, one that didn't always align with her parents' vision. She loved stories not of CEOs or chiefs, but of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. She questioned things. She laughed loudly. She dreamed of teaching underprivileged children, not managing a corporate boardroom. And when it came to love, she wanted a partner, not a transaction. She met Tunde at a youth leadership workshop organized by an NGO in Enugu. He was a volunteer facilitator, soft-spoken and sharply intelligent. His words weren't flashy, but they were deep. Tunde was from a modest background. His father had been a tailor, his mother a school cook. He had worked 2 jobs to fund his university education and now taught English literature at a local public secondary school. What he lacked in wealth, he made up for in empathy, humor, and integrity. Amara noticed him first when he stayed after a session to help clean up, while others networked and posed for selfies. Their conversations began simply about books, about the community, about their dreams. Then came long phone calls, shared playlists, inside jokes. And before they knew it, they were in love. It was honest. It was grounding. It felt real in a way Amara had never known. Amara knew her family would never approve. So for almost a year, she lived a double life. By day, she attended charity galas and family events, smiling at Obinna, the polished young lawyer her parents kept subtly pairing her with. By night, she took kiki rides to meet Tunde at small restaurants or quiet parks. They talked for hours. They planned a future not lavish, but full of purpose. Still, Tunde was growing uneasy. "Are you ashamed of me?" he asked one night. "No," Amara whispered. "I'm protecting us." But secrets, like water, find cracks. It happened during Amara's birthday dinner. Obinna, tall, handsome, self-assured, gave a dramatic toast about their promising future together. Laughter. Applause. Her parents beaming. Then her father stood. He announced that soon, there would be a traditional introduction. Amara nearly choked on her wine. That night, in the car, she told them the truth. "I love someone else," she said. "I've been with him for over a year. His name is Tunde." The silence was volcanic. Her father turned in his seat slowly. "You've been seeing a teacher?" "Behind our backs." Her mother gasped. "Amara, what have we done wrong in raising you?" "I love him," she said, tears forming. "Isn't that enough?" Her father's voice dropped to a thunderous whisper. "No daughter of mine will marry a man with nothing." In the days that followed, Amara's life became a prison. Her phone was taken. Her movements washed. Her mother stopped speaking to her entirely. Obinna visited with expensive gifts and fake concern. Tunde sent letters through a mutual friend, but Amara was sinking emotionally and spiritually. Finally, she made a decision. At dawn, with nothing but a small bag and a borrowed phone, she slipped out of the house and boarded a bus to Tunde's apartment in Saka. When he opened the door and saw her tear-streaked face, he knew. They married that same week, in a quiet civil ceremony. No guests. No celebration. Just a promise that they would build a life on their terms. Their new life was not easy. They rented a one-room apartment in a dusty compound. Their mattress sat on the floor. Water came in buckets. But they laughed often. They held each other through power cuts and unpaid bills. Tunde continued teaching. Amara started a small tutoring center for girls who had dropped out of school. She sewed uniforms herself. She bought chalk with her last 500 Nigerian nairas. But the girls came and they stayed. They had 2 children, Ijeoma and little Toby. There were nights of tears when Amara missed her family. Holidays passed with silence. Letters returned unopened. But every time she looked at her children at Tunde reading bedtime stories by candlelight, she knew she chose right. It was a Saturday morning when her younger brother, Chuka, showed up at the gate. He looked older. Tired. "Papa is sick," he said. "Cancer. He's asking for you." Amara's heart stopped. "I don't know if it's a trap," Chuka added. "But he cries at night. He said your name in his sleep." Tunde took her hand. "Go," he said. "No matter what happens, you'll never face it alone." The house looked the same but colder. Quieter. Her father was thin, lying in bed, oxygen tube in his nose. When she entered, his eyes filled with tears. "I've waited 5 years to see you," he said. She wanted to scream. To ask why he let pride tear them apart. But then he spoke words she never imagined. "I once loved a girl named Chidima. Before your mother. She was poor. My parents said no. I obeyed. But I never stopped thinking about her." Amara was stunned. "I punished you for doing what I was too weak to do." His voice cracked. "I was wrong. And I'm sorry." They cried. They held hands. That moment didn't erase the pain, but it opened the door to healing. Over the next few months, Amara visited often. Her children ran through the halls she once called home. Her mother, still stiff with pride, took longer to soften. But one afternoon, Amara found her watching old family albums. "I see now," she said quietly. "You didn't disgrace us. You freed yourself." When Chief Okofor passed away, he left a note addressed to Tunde. In it, he wrote, "Thank you for loving my daughter the way I never had the courage to love anyone. You were the better man all along." Years passed. Amara and Tunde's school expanded. Donors came. A library was built in her father's name. Obinna. Divorced. Rumors swirled about business scandals. He came to speak at one of their fundraisers, once awkward, regretful. Amara smiled. Not with malice but peace. She had lost a name, but found a life. And in that life, she rebuilt the very foundation her family once used to control her. Love isn't always convenient. Sometimes, it rebels. Sometimes, it hurts. But when it's true, it can transform everything. Amara chose love. And in doing so, she found not just a partner but herself. If you believe love should never be a prisoner of tradition, share this story. Because someone out there might be facing the same choice right now.